My name's Charlie Thorning Curtis. I'm 44 and I live in Plymouth, and I've had long COVID since I first got COVID in March 2020. When I think about my life before long COVID, it is quite an emotional thing because it has changed so drastically. So 14 months ago, for instance, I was playing rugby and loved nothing more than smashing into a tackle bag or other people, and very active and busy and able to do so many things. And now I feel that so much has been taken away from me because I'm physically so restricted. So before I had COVID, I actually remember making a statement saying, I am not going to get COVID. I remember thinking, do you know what, I'm going to be fine. It's not going to be me, it'll be somebody old. And if I get it, it'll be fine. I couldn't believe how quickly it all happened and how quickly things deteriorated. I went from feeling okay to a little bit cold to feeling like I was potentially going to die. I have a high pain threshold, but I couldn't remedy the pain. I couldn't get rid of it. I had loads of painkillers and I couldn't get rid of it. And I remember just writhing around in pain, just not knowing what to do. I had just about everything, every symptom. I had mouth ulcers, I lost my sense of smell, I still can't smell. I occasionally get glimpses of smell, but it'll be fleeting. I had sickness and diarrhea and sore throat, headache, eye pain, fatigue, horrendous fatigue. I say it came on quickly, it did, but then it progressed and developed. So after a time, it started affecting my chest and I could feel my chest was heavy. And I started getting really scared then because I thought I'm going to be on a ventilator. My eldest daughter was 15 at the time, and my youngest daughter, no, she was 14 at the time, and my youngest daughter would have been 10. And they had to, with the support of food being dropped off, they had to look after themselves for weeks. My eldest daughter, who was suffering awful anxiety at the time, she still has, were looking after each other. And actually, at one point, my youngest daughter, who's autistic and global development delay, and she was planning my funeral. And we talked about that recently, and they were picking songs, and she was doing it in her very kind of sort of distanced autistic way, where it was just a functional thing. Well, what are we going to do for Mum's funeral? And Lily was absolutely flabbergasted. But that's how serious it felt for all of us. They wanted to take me into hospital, and then they were saying, how is your breathing? I said, I can breathe, and for all the time I can breathe, I need to be here. So once things settled to the point where my breathing was better, I didn't feel in danger, and I think that was a big relief. I can't pinpoint when that was, but I remember feeling like, okay, I don't think this is going to kill me, and that was a really big thing. The symptoms I've got now are many of them. So you have the muscle pain, what I call my bone pain, and my blood pain, because they do think it might be vascular. But there's also brain fog, which really drives me mad. Some of the things I've experienced are almost as though I've had a stroke. I feel now that I'm so physically restricted. It's just balmy. It's absolutely balmy. I feel like I'm deteriorating, which is really quite scary. And I think it's because we don't have any real knowledge at how this is going to end. I really don't know. I get very, very irritated by people who deny that this is actually happening. You'll get the usual thing, oh, it's the government controlling you. I thought, well, every government in the world has decided simultaneously they're going to control their people. For what end? It's destroyed the economy in many places. Businesses have gone down the pan because they've had to take essential steps to stop this making its way through the population. No government on earth would do that, I don't believe. But you'll hear that, and I think we've got to stop focusing on that. We've got to stop focusing on that. We've got to look at the amount of people who are severely poorly. Some people who are now in wheelchairs, and some people who have had to give up all of their interests. It's really serious, and I don't want to ever scare people, but I wouldn't wish this on anyone. We've started up Long COVID Support Plymouth, which is a dedicated group for people with long COVID. They can come in here and feel understood and believed. That's the clear thing, the validation people need. And then hopefully people will feel empowered and they'll feel supported, and that's incredibly important. If this is something you're going through and you feel like you want to have a little bit of extra support with it, then come and join us. It's great and things are getting opening up again, but we've got to keep our guards up. We've got to make sure that we're still careful, because COVID is a little wretch and it's still there and it's still doing its thing. So yeah, keep using the masks, just follow the advice that we're given, because it's not there to control you. It really isn't, because nobody benefits from that. It's there to protect you so that you don't have to end up in the situation I'm in. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, I really wouldn't, but hopefully with vaccinations and the like, you won't have to go through it. So that's my best advice.